class 11. So let's begin. So bryophyta. We have divided the cryptogams in three divisions. First was thallophyta, in which we have discussed about the algae and that algae. In that we have read one example of Spirogyra. Today we are going to read the second division of cryptogams, in which we will study about the bryophytas. The body of the algae or the thallophytes was thallus-like that cannot be differentiated into root, stem and leaf, and the vascular bundle was absent. Here also the vascular bundle is absent, and this is also non-flowering plant. Vascular bundle is absent and plant is not completely developed into root, stem and leaf, means their body cannot be divided into proper root, stem and leaf. This is about the bryophyta. Bryophyta, this term, about 20,000 species are reported till now, and term bryophyta was given by Robert Brown in 1864. Father of bryophyta is Johann Hadwin, and mainly this bryophyta, algae, that means thallophytas were completely aquatic plant, but here these bryophytas are terrestrial plant, but not completely dry place they are growing. They are growing in the moist place. There is some amount of water, not proper sunlight is reaching there. That is shady place, shady damp places. Means amount of water is present there, but they are terrestrial plants. And the main plant body, thallophyta, was also gametophytic, and here also the main plant body is gametophytic, means the number of chromosome is haploid here. Here the body of this plant can be thalloid, means the body is not proper divided into root, stem and leaves, and that can be foliage, means in these plants root, stem and leaf are not developed, but root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures are seen, as I have drawn here in this marking here. This is thallus, but these thallus are branched. These thallus are more developed than the Spirogyra or than the thallophytes. This is thallus body, primitive bryophytas, and this one is Funaria, which have root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structure. So they are folioles. And now their root. In the case of bryophyta, root is absent. Root is not present, rhizoids are present. Because in root there is vascular tissues are developed, but here the vascular system is completely absent in the cryptogams, thallophyta and bryophyta. But from pteridophyta it is not absent. So till here the root is absent. Instead of root, rhizoids are present. In some cases it can be unicellular, for example Markentia, and it can be multicellular, for example in the case of Funaria. Means more than one cells are there and one cell is elongated and it is functioning what? Function, it absorbs the water and it gives fixation to the substratum. The substratum or the substance over which it is fixed, that is absorption and fixation. This is the function of the rhizoids. Root is absent, rhizoids are present. And bryophyta are called the amphibian plant. The meaning of amphibian is ubhaychar, means both, showing both mode of life. Both mode of life means in land also and in the water also. So they are showing both forms of life. Here in this case, two cases are there. Means they have two important features. Which amphibian plants? They are called amphibian plants, means they need water in their life cycle. They cannot complete their life cycle in the dry places. So they need some water to complete their life cycle, and water is needed during the reproduction time. So here bryophytas are amphibian plants because they are showing both mode of life, land also and water. Means they need both habitat in their life cycle. And there is two main important features of this bryophytes, that the sperm are flagellated. In the case of this, the sperm, the male gamete is flagellated. This one flagellated, and this one what happens? They swim in the water and reach up till the female gamete for the fusion. And secondly, because these plants do not have the vascular tissue develop, so the leaves you can say the thallus is directly absorbing the water, and this is due to the absence of the vascular system. They are directly in contact with the water, so that they can take how much amount of water the plant needs. So directly in contact with the water, and the sperm are flagellated, so they can swim and reach up till the female gamete. So this is the two features of what? The bryophytes. They are the amphibian plants. They are also known as the amphibian plants. Now here comes that the shortest. These plants, bryophytes, are very short plant. They can be from 1 to 3 cm, about this much. They are very short. The tallest known plant in the Bryophyta is the Dawsonia, which is about 50 cm in length, and the shortest is Zeuxis, which is about 0.5 cm in length. The sex organ is jaceted by the sterile cells, and this can produce the gametes, and that is the male gamete and female gamete. Both fuses to give rise to the zygote. Now, the asexual reproduction, you can say, or the vegetative reproduction is taking place by the fragmentation adventitious buds and the gamete. This gamete, which is present on the midrib of the thallus body. Sexual reproduction. In the sexual reproduction, in the case of these bryophytes, the type is oogamous, means both the gametes are different in size. The female is larger than the male one. Here the female gamete is larger, female gamete is larger and immotile because it is not moving, it is fixed at a point, and the male gamete is smaller and motile, it can move because in the male gamete flagella is present. This flagella is helping it to move, swim in the water. Male sex organ is called antheridium and the female sex organ is called archegonium. These sporophytes, the main plant body is gametophyte. Sporophyte, when it is coming in the form of zygote, then sporophyte are depending on the gametophyte for the nutrition also and for the support also. And how they are doing, we will read in the example of this Bryophyta. Life cycle is showing alternation of generation, means a sporophyte is followed by the gametophyte and gametophyte is again followed by the sporophyte, means we can say that both the phases comes alternately in to complete the life cycle of the Bryophyta. But in the case of Bryophyta, the gametophyte is dominant over the sporophytes. Now, this Bryophyta, there is 3 classes, and in these 3 classes, that is Hepaticocida, that is liverwort commonly called, Anthoceratocyte, that is called the hornwort, and Bryopsida, this is example is moss, common name is moss. So like this, there are 3 classes in the Bryophytas, and one by one we will study the common features of these bryophytes. Class Hepaticocida, this common name is liverwort. The plant body of the liverwort is thallus, means it cannot be differentiated into root, stem and leaf. It is dorso-ventrally flat. This is the upper dorsal side and the lower is ventral side. Which is away from the earth surface, that is dorsal, and which is towards the earth surface, that is the ventral side. And this is dorso-ventrally flat into axis and leaf. Rhizoids can be unicellular. In the case of Hepaticocida, it is unicellular and unbranched. Means this is the cell, and from this cell this is growing like this. But it is not branched. It is unicellular, it is not branched. Branched means it is like this. Then it is branched. So it is unicellular and unbranched. Scales An amphigastrial, that is the small leaf which is present at the lower ventral surface or the lower surface. In the case of Porilla, this is the example of the Hepaticocereal. Sex organ, it is superficial cells or receptacles on the dorsal side of the thallus. It is present at the dorsal side of the thallus like this. And sporophytes, that is when zygote is formed, it is divided into many cells, and then again what happens, meiosis is taking place, and that is becoming what? That is till it is in 2n condition, then it is sporophytic. In this here there is foot, then branch, then one stem like, that is the seta, and then upper portion, that capsule is present in which spores are present. Capsule is simple and ephemeral, that is lasting for very short time. Then comes archaeosporium or the sporogenous cells, which is developing from the endothecium zone of the sporophytes. The capsule wall, one or several layers are present. It can be only one layer thick or many layers. Stomata is absent on the capsule wall. Spores are directly germinating into thallus body, that is the plant body. The example of this class is Rixia, Martensia, Porilla and Pilia. Now next class is class second, that is Anthracolepsida. This common name hornworts, and plant body. The plant body of this is also dorso-ventrally flat. Dorsal is upper side and ventrally is near the ground. So dorso-ventrally flat, and it is thalloid, means its body is not differentiated into root, stem and leaf, and it is attached to any substratum by the smooth wall of the rhizoids, which is unicellular and unbranched. Here the sex organ is embedded in the gametophytic tissue. This is called sunken tag, means it is completely embedded in the gametophytic tissues. And the sporophyte, here the three parts are there: capsule, that is foot, seta and capsule. The body is differentiated. Before we have studied that the capsule was simple, but in this case the capsule is complex and persistent. There it was for a small time, lasting in short lasting, but here is long lasting. And the wall of the capsule is about 4 to 6 layer thick, and stomata is also present. Basal portion of the capsule is meristematic, and the spores germinates and first form the protonema, and then it is forming the plant body. And the example is Anthracocerus and Notothylus. Now Bryopsida, this is the third class of Bryophyta. In this the common name is mosses. Plant body is differentiated into root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structure. So here axis, which is looking like a stem-like structure, leaves and multicellular rhizoids are present, which is looking like the root. Now leaf have the midrib is present. Body is radially symmetrical. You can see here that the leaves are arranging in a circle like this, one by one. So it is what? Radially symmetrical. The sex organ is developed at the tip of the respective reproductive branches. So here saprophytes, this is here. The saprophyte has a capsule which is complex and persistent, means long lasting, differentiated into foot, seta, which is long, and capsule. So these three parts the saprophyte is divided. Now comes columella is present in the capsule. It is a special type of cells which is present inside the capsule, and the capsule have several layers having the chlorophyll cells and the stomata. Both are present here. The capsule is well developed, having operculum with the periostome teeth. This periostome teeth is helping in the dispersal of the spores. Spores germinate and first form the protonema and then forms the plant body. Example is Funaria, Polytridinum and Pogonatum, sphagnum, etc. So today in this video only this much. In the next video we will discuss about Marchantia, about its habitat, general feature and the reproduction in Marchantia. Till then, goodbye. See you all in the next video. Bye bye. See you.
Is she the one you've been waiting for? Is she the one? Is she the one you've been dreaming of? Is she the one?